shall begin. Again, as usual, if you want to use a pillow to sit on to make your bum feel more comfy or your lower back feel more comfy, just pop that under your bum. Tuck your hips under, relax your body, make sure these shoulders are rotated into their sockets. Microphones off, please, guys. And then we're just going to start off with very normal, natural breathing, in and out, as you normally would. So just close your eyes and just breathe. No complications, no confusion. So now we're going to go into our counted breathing. So I want you to inhale through your nose for a count of 6. Then you're going to hold it for a count of 6. Then you're going to exhale for a count of 12. And then you're going to hold it for a count of 6 again. So again, you're doing your own counting. So I'll start us off first, but then after that, you just jump into your own counting. So if you find that that count of 6 is too long, you speed count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you find it's too short, you're like 1, 2, 3. You're going at your own pace there. What helps with our retention is if you imagine that you're kind of suspending the breath as opposed to holding it and closing it. So you breathe in, almost don't block your nose, don't block the air in, but you're sort of just staying in stasis. Just imagine yourself lifting and then just and then we start the exhale and whatnot. So see how it feels. Hands can be on your knees or in your lap or wherever is comfortable. Make sure you're lifted, sitting up nice and long, shoulders are into their sockets. And let's begin with the inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale and continue at your own pace. 6, 6, 12, 6. Again, with your exhale, remember that you're not even trying to push the air out, so it's a very lazy exhale. That's what helps you get to that 12 count without like bowling over and perishing. And once you get to the bottom of that 12 count, that last 6 is just a stasis. It's not that you're holding the air out, you're just sort of waiting and then inhaling in. Do one more round. And allow your breathing to return to normal, just in and out very naturally through your nose. Alrighty, so let's begin with class. So my feeling about today's class is we start off a bit fierce. I'm giving you hope, guys, that's why I'm telling you. We're going to start off a bit fierce just to warm up our bodies so that they're not quite so icy cold. And then we're going to sort of drop into a relaxed space in the sense that we're going to do some deep stretching. So we'll hold the poses for longer to really allow the body to sit in the posture and sort of try and open up and relax into the posture, but only once we've warmed up. So just bear with me, push through, get your bodies warm, and then we'll be like, zen, chill. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to start us off on the floor so that it's not like, oh no, straight away. So you come onto your knees. This is going along with the class we did the other day with working our arms. So we're getting our arms nicely into our sockets, lifting in the armpits. You can see the top of your shoulders broaden and you're pushing into the floor. Now we're going to be doing sort of handstand drills. So we're trying to build up strength in the arms. So your head wants to be relaxed. You don't want to keep it up here. You're going to allow it to drop. Lean into these arms, keeping the armpits lifted, and then just bounce. Just as high up as you can go. I'm not expecting you to get your bum up in the air over your shoulders stacking. This is just sort of a bunny hop, getting that movement in and getting the strength in the arms. And it's again just to warm up our bodies. So bounce up, bounce up. Keep your belly sucked up. Keep pushing down in these arms. Don't let them slack. Don't let the elbows drop outwards. You're keeping those elbows rotated forward, armpit lifted, and you bounce. And onto your knees, take a break. Remember to keep breathing. Try not to hold your breath as you suffer. We'll be doing that in a second. And let's engage again. Pushing it down in the arms. Make sure you're lifting in the armpits, lifting in the belly so that your back isn't in an arch. You're lifting, lifting, lifting. Tuck your toes and get ready to bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce. Drop back down, take a moment. And one last round. Engaging the arms, pushing down, lifting in the chest. Bounce, 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 and drop down to your knees. Rest in child's pose just for a moment. Come back up onto all fours, placing your hands exactly as they were. This time we're just leaning gently forward and back. Keep the belly lifted, tucking your hips under, forward and back. This is a more gentle movement. This is just saying hi wrists. We're remembering that you exist. Let's help you out a bit. Forward and back. Pay attention to your shoulders. Don't let them drop so that you're moving forward and back with them trying to reach your ears. You're lifting, pushing down in the earth. Forward and back. Now we're going to turn our hands the other way around so that the palms of our hands are facing upward and forward and back. Just gently getting that stretch in. If this is very challenging for you, you can move your wrists a little bit forward, closer towards your body rather, and go forward and back. If that's still too much, more until you find yourself comfortable and you're feeling your stretch without feeling a lot of pain and suffering. Hands out, facing away from each other, and we're going to rock side to side. Keep your belly lifted, keep your armpits lifted. And now turn them in to face each other and rock side to side. And come up to standing. Oh, my mat likes to wiggle. So in our standing, I had a request for squats. So I decided we could do something fun in our warm-up with our squats. So get your feet, I think, slightly outside of hip width. So they're just a little wider than your hip width. Make sure you're tucking your hips under, lifting in the belly. We might keep a slight bend in the knee if that helps you keep your hips tucked under, but it's not a biggie either way. And then when we're coming up, although bearing in mind that I know I might bombard you with details, so the world won't end if you don't do this, but when you come up, you want to think about these hips pushing forward, your bum is squeezing, these quads are working, pushing forward, and then we'll bend down again, pushing forward. Okay, so today's one will be fun. Your hands will be down at your sides. You'll breathe in, breathe out. And then as we breathe in, we're going to go drop down, hold it, and then breathe out. Breathe in, lifting the arms and dropping into your squat. Bounce up, and then exhale. Breathe in, bounce up, exhale. Remember, this exhale, we're squeezing the bum forward, pushing these quads back. Okay, breathe in, bounce, up. Breathe in, bounce, breathe out. Breathe in, bounce, breathe out. Breathe in, bounce, breathe out. Pay attention to these knees as well. When you're bending, Don't let them bend in. You want them opened up over the middle toe of your knee, your feet. So we're squeezing in and then letting them pull out. Imagine that you're trying to keep one of those resistance bands open, pushing against a belt, whatever you need to remember. These knees are pulling outwards, so it gets really deep into your bum. Okay, let's continue. Breathe in, bounce, breathe out. 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 Almost done, guys. Breathe in, bounce, breathe out. 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 And take a deep breath in. There we go. We're definitely feeling much warmer. Okay, so now we're going to do a few more squats. First, we're going to start off in our yogi squat with our feet closed. So feet are quite like right next to each other. You're glutting down in your legs so that you're turning your knees slightly out so that you're activating these bum muscles. Tuck the hips under, open the arms out ahead of you, and keep going down as far as you can, where you've still got that point of strength. So don't go down to the point where you release everything and where you can't bring yourself back up again. Phew, you and I'm out of breath now. Okay, so here we go. Arms up to the sky. Tuck your hips under, lengthening down, coccyx tucked. You go as far down as you can and slowly come up. As you're coming up, squeeze the bum forward. And down into your squat. And up. Squat. And up. Squat. And up. Get ready for a mean one. Squat. Hold. Really feel yourself pushing down in your legs. And very slowly, like you're iteratively going from a deep squat to a lighter squat, we're going to come up. Slowly, 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 slowly. Pushing your hips forward and release your arms down. Take a moment to breathe. Now we're going to open our feet up. I like to use the mat as a guide. So you want your feet parallel with the mat. They're not opening up over the mat or turning inwards. They're literally just matching up with the sides of the mat. Tuck your hips under and let your knees bend just slightly in this one. Let's leave the arms alone for this one. You can have your hands in prayer position. And very slowly, we're going to drop down. Keeping the coccyx tucked under. Don't drop into an arch as you go down. Keep the hips tucked under, belly lifted. And squeeze your bum back up. In, or rather down. Keeping your belly lifted. And squeeze back up. Should be feeling the bottom bum muscles activating as you push back up. Down. And squeeze back up. Down. And squeeze back up. down, hold it, and slowly squeeze back up. Now our feet are going to open up slightly, so they're going at a bit of a 45-degree angle. Opening up the legs a little bit. Knees are going over the feet, so instead of the knees facing forward, they're facing outwards now. So we're catching different muscles. And again, keep the hips tucked under, knees stay over the feet, don't let them drop in or too far out, and slowly drop down. Hold it, keeping, trying to think, I think inner thigh muscles are feeling this knee pull open, so you're actively opening the knees. And slowly up, squeeze the bum forward, and slowly tuck, keeping the belly lifted, knees opening up over the middle toe. Squeeze up, push the hips forward, and down into your squat again, and squeeze up, down, and squeeze up. Last one, down, hold, and slowly squeeze up and shake out the legs. And now we can actually start stretching. Okay, so we're going to start off in our downward facing dog so that we can get into our pigeon pose. Push down in the arms, lengthen the body. Feel like you've turned into a triangle. You're not hunching the back over. And if you find it difficult, bend your knees so that you can lengthen in the spine. And then you'll slowly work on straightening the legs down. Then we're going to take the right knee up towards the right elbow, ankle towards the left. Drop your knee down to the floor and walk your back foot away from you. Come onto your forearms and get ready to chill. This is where we're literally going to be holding our poses for longer than usual. And I want you to try and pay attention to what your body is doing. Where are you holding your tension? Where are you tightest? And can you ask your body to just release and allow the stretch to happen more and more and more? You can stack your hands on top of each other if you want to and rest your head. Just make sure that you don't slouch or drop into the shoulders. Keep your shoulders lifted. Keep the belly active. Remember to keep coming back to your breath. Notice how your body reacts to that breathing. For me, I notice whenever I start breathing consciously and exhaling in particular, I find my body almost naturally starts dropping almost into a place of a little bit more ease with every exhale. It's often why I like to exhale out loud, because whether it's like psychosomatic or the sound of the breath or whatever it is, it helps my body just go, oh, okay, yes, alrighty, fine, we're relaxing. And at your own pace, you can keep trying to drop a little bit deeper. So whether you move your back leg further back to get into a deeper stretch, or you just remember, oh, I must tuck my belly more, or you lean into your left hip flexor a little bit more to get a deeper stretch in your right bum. Just feel it in the body. just going to extend our right arm away from that right leg, over to the side. And allow yourself to drop again, keeping the belly lifted. Let the fingers crawl away, getting a deeper stretch. Try to keep your bum towards the ground, so don't let your body go all the way over to the left. Rather, keep the bum pulling backwards and the arm trying to reach away from you. And gently come back up. Get your hands in position to lift, tuck your back toe and get into your downward facing dog. Stretch out that right leg. So we're going to walk the dog, stretching the right leg a little bit more than the left. And then lift the left knee to the left elbow and the ankle towards the right. Place it down and walk your back leg backwards, coming onto your forearms. Again, just ask your body how you can relax more into this pose, how you can allow your body to just drop deeper while still maintaining this lifted belly and these lifted armpits. You're just trying to find that point of balance. So relaxation is not, oh, okay, dropping everything. Relaxation is saying, okay, if I lift under my armpits, lift under my belly, how can the rest of me go into a more softer space without letting go of my muscle support, essentially? See if you can take yourself a little bit deeper into your stretch. Now we're going to take our left arm and extend it away to the right side. I'm at the wall, but you know what you're doing. And just allow yourself to drop deeper into your stretch. Remember to keep your left bum on the floor. Don't let it tilt towards the right. And gently come up, placing your hands on the floor, tuck your back foot up into your downward facing dog. And now we're going to walk the dog, letting the left leg stretch a little bit more than the right. Keep your belly lifted. And down onto our knees. Extend your arms away from you. I'm just walking myself back a bit so I don't go off the camera. And let your arms lean forward. You're trying to get your chest towards the floor. But if you're stiff and you can't get all the way there, just find where you're stretching nicely, keeping your shoulders rotated into their sockets. If you can, you keep dropping, 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 dropping. Keep your belly lifted. Gently lean forward into your Sphinx position. Open your legs a little bit wider so they're sort of in line with your mat again. Tuck the hips under you, squeezing your bum. Lift in the armpits as you feel your sternum being pulled forward. Even feel like your hands are even trying to pull on the floor towards you. And let that sternum pull, 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 facing forward. Make sure these shoulders aren't up at your ears. Push down. And gently pull up with your bum first, bringing your knees in closer towards you so you can drop into your child's pose. Really feel your belly lifting so that your back is rounded as opposed to arching or even straight. Lift the belly, curl into a bolomakisi. Try and get your head close to your knees. And slowly come up and be seated on your knees. So the next one we're going to do is focusing very much on the hip flexor. And so usually we might do this in a pigeon position, but today I don't want to do pigeon on the first leg. So you're literally keeping it as it is here with your knee and your hip stacked on top of your shin. So you're sitting normally on this, let's do it with the left knee, and the right leg moves backwards. You might need to crawl it further back to get into the hip flexor. Keep lifted in the belly. Grab the back foot, and you're again focusing on the hip flexor. So now if you're quite tight, and this is as far as you can go, whether your hand is holding on the inside of the ankle or the outside of the ankle. I like the inside, so then you're pushing your ankle into position. When you hold on the outside, you tend to pull your foot towards the opposite bum. So if that's as far as you can go and you're getting a lovely deep stretch, that's where you stay. Now if you can go a little bit deeper, you keep pulling it in towards yourself. Keep lifted in the belly. Don't drop into an arch. Keep the tummy tucked and pull your foot towards your armpit, getting into the hip flexor. As long as you're stretching your hip flexor, you're nailing it. You've got it. Keep squeezing the bum and trying to push the hips forward to get that hip flexor stretch. And breathe. Gently release that back foot. Walk that foot a little bit further away from you, trying to get more into that hip flex, and you're pushing your hips forward for a little bit. So you're squeezing your belly, tucking the hips more. That back foot is, the toes are tucked under, giving you more traction and push into that hip flexor. And then you can bring that knee back around so that we can do the other side. Again, you're sitting with the top part of your leg stacking on top of the bottom leg. It's not coming in or out or any which way. And then we're going to send the left leg behind us. Send it a little bit further back. Feel where you're already getting a bit of a hip flexor stretch. Then grab the inside of the foot so that the foot doesn't turn the other way. But if you struggle, grab the outside. It's not a biggie. And pull that foot towards you. Trying to get the hip flexor stretch. So you also don't want to drop over onto your side. You want to make sure that you're staying up on this front leg. Ooh. And squeezing the left bum to push the hip flexor down into the ground. And try not to lose balance like I am. Keep your belly lifted. This side is clearly my less stable side. If you need to place your hand on the floor to keep you up, go ahead and do it. Gently release that back foot. Let it crawl a little bit further away from you, keeping your toes tucked, and then try and squeeze that hip towards the floor, squeezing the bum muscles, turning your body towards the floor. Together. Open your knees up wide, tucking your toes under. Send your left arm forward, and you might crawl that arm a little bit more forward in a second, and then take the right arm, needling it through. Keep lifted in the belly, and then this left arm, first send it a little bit further, getting a nice stretch. And then lift it and twist it behind you, trying to grab onto your opposite thigh. Keep belly lifted. Keep breathing. Keep asking your body how you can relax more into the stretch. Try and relax your neck. And just find where your points of tension are and trying to release them. Release your left arm, placing it back up ahead of you. Twist back over, place your right hand in front of you and needle the left arm through. Stretch the right arm a little bit further away and then take it to grab your opposite thigh. Release that back arm, placing it up ahead of you, bringing that left arm back up, stretch those arms away from you, undo your toes and come back onto your knees. This last one is to warm you up before we go into relaxation. So just enjoy it, just try and enjoy it. Okay, so hands are on the floor again. We're engaging the arms, pushing into the armpits so that we're broadening the shoulders. And this is doing our foot stretch and warming us up all in one go. So you're pushing down into your arms, you're going up and over, hop onto your toes, hop back, lean backwards, lifting the knees. Come forward, place your arms, lift, push, up onto your toes, back onto the floor, lean back. Yeah? Keep going. Make sure you're lifting in the belly. So this part here, I'm pushing down into the floor. I can feel my lower back pulling backwards because I'm sucking my belly back. My hips are tucked under, and then I bounce up and down. Lean back. We're just going to do a little bit of neck stretching and then you can get ready for relaxation, guys. Well done. I hope you've had fun with the extra warm bits today. I know it's a cold Saturday. Okay, so they're sitting up nice and long, keeping belly lifted, coccyx are tucked under. We're going to take our head over towards the right shoulder first. We're not going to use our hands today. We're just going to go into that idea of relaxation. But remember to lift up and over your tennis ball and feel the stretch going down the left side of the neck. So I almost feel like I'm actually trying to push my neck towards the left, if that helps. So I'm lifting up over my tennis ball and then pulling this neck left. And that's what helps me get a deeper stretch going down the side. Release, and let's go over to the left. Again, now your neck feels like it's pulling towards the right. Gently release, and let's turn our chin towards the right, just as far as you can go. Over to the left. Over to the right. Over to the left. Come back to your neutral space and just drop your chin towards your chest. And release. Okay, so today's relaxation I thought would be fun. If you grab a pillow or a cushion off the couch or anything just to prop your bum up gently. I'm going to use my bolster because it's right here. And you're just going to let your bum prop up so that your hips are easily tucked under, bringing your knees towards your chest. You're just getting this sort of a position. It's a very relaxed, lazy, there's no effort in it. We're not trying to pull our legs down, we're not pulling our feet towards the ground. They're just hanging. So we suck our belly back, the hips are pushed up naturally because of our pillow, and you just drop the knees out. In this position, all we're going to do today is close our eyes, get completely comfortable. So with your arms, it's up to you whether you just like flare them out to the side like you're a splayed chicken or whatever it is that you feel like. Just make sure that you feel completely relaxed, like there's absolutely no effort in this position, and just allow yourself to drop into relaxation and peace, going in and out with your breath. Just float away into your own little bubble. If you are somebody who tends to have a bit of a busy mind and you struggle to just stop focusing on all the other things that you have to do or the lists going through your head, try counting your breaths in and then restart your count out, restart your count in, and just count your breaths in and out to help you focus on that rhythmic breathing rather than all the thoughts happening in your head. Keep bringing your awareness back to your breath. Keep coming back to your breath. Keeping your eyes closed and keeping your awareness on your breath. Let the feet come up towards the sky and grab them so that we're in a happy baby pose. Gently pulling your knees down towards the ground. Again, because your bum is lifted up, it's a lot easier than if we were just lying on the floor. And keep breathing in and out. Now I want you to start slowly straightening the legs, bringing the feet together. and you lift your bum off your pillow and pull them back. So it's like you're trying to go into your halasana position, but I don't want the feet on the floor. You keep sucking your belly back. Your legs aren't perfectly straight, and just breathe. And gently drop your bum down. Take your pillow out from under your bum and gently roll up to seated. Sit comfortably. You can have your hands on your knees or into your chest. We're going to take a deep breath in for 1 Om. Thank you, everyone.